Well, I'm back. I'm back in this room. You probably remember it. It's the one that's got those and the little lights, and it's kind of a mess right now, but and I probably should have done this before I quit working in here, but it really needs to be done. My next project is this closet. As you can see, it's got shelves. I have already taken the door out. The door is 8 foot high, and it's a heavy son of a gun. I drug it upstairs in the attic. I'm going to use it in another project, but you got your comforters, your clothes, and your typical garbage. Now this closet goes back in there 19 inches, and you know what happens to clothes when they get back that far. You might as well throw them away. So I've got a plan that I'm going to tear out that part of the wall, extend it over, and put in 2 French doors like I did there in this doorway. So I guess the first step is to begin cleaning out this garbage so I can get to it. So I'll see you later. Well, here it is, all cleaned out, and as you can tell, this thing needs some serious work. All this is going to be covered up with. I'd like to do it in cedar, but we'll have to see how much that is. Plaster, 12-foot ceiling, just ate up in here. As you can tell, well, it's a 100-year-old house, and so we're gonna start tearing it all apart. See what I got. So that's what it looks like now. We'll see how much of an improvement I can make. Well, I got it cleaned out. I already cut the part that I need out right there. Right there, and so this closet door will be that wide. Now I'm not no master carpenter, so I got lucky because the very next stud in the wall is right where I need it. So for a 48-inch door, I'm figuring 52 inches. Rough opening, because you got to plan for your door jambs and opening and closing of the door. So I figured 52 inches. Now, the way you know that this house is made, these old houses, you see this black wood right here? That is locust wood, and this whole house is made of it. It's good, it's great because it's rot resistant, it's bug resistant, termites hate it because it's so hard they can't get in it. The downside is you cannot drive a nail in that stuff. You have to drill a pilot hole and then put your nail in. You'll never get a nail. That stuff, when it seasons up, it is the hardest daggone wood. But I'm so glad that stud fell right where I need it. So now I'll brace this right here. I'll cut this piece out, and then I'll run another header across there. So, and this, if you ever wondered what was behind your walls, this is the messiest stuff. The wife is going to be dusting for a month. I mean, because look at that. And breathing this stuff, that plaster and that lath is just dusty. It's just everywhere. See all my tool, my steps tool, it's just everywhere. So I would advise to open a window, but that still ain't gonna get it all out. but wear a dust mask. Well, here I am with my closet again. Got the header in, and that's cedar lining, cedar closet lining. Looks like particle board, but boy does it smell. Now, I know this looks crooked, but I was trying to set it to the house, but then John at work, who is another YouTube fanatic, told me to level it. So I put the doors in there and I leveled it. Everything there is level. This house is so freaking crooked, I had to shim all my door jambs. There's the doors I picked out. I'm going to paint those dark blue on the outsides. So that's how far I am so far. This is turning out to got the ceiling in. This is turning out to be another, all you got to do is. But it'll look good when I'm done. I learned something today. I'm working on the crooked closet, which it is so dubbed. Even though John at work said put everything in level. So I put everything in level and it still looks crooked. But I learned something today. See that where I put the shelf? See, I've got all the lining in. Cedar. It's all cedar lining. Now, you see this right here where I put this shelf in? See, it's got a shelf. Well, when I put that runner in, and I'm putting these three in because of the curtain rod might need support in the middle and on the ends. Well, this is brick, chimney, something. So I got to have something to connect it to. So I thought, well, I'll just run chain from there to the ends and then down the middle. Anyway, when I got back and looked at it after I put that wood in there, that looked even crookeder than the rest of the crooked closet. But as you can see, I painted it a dark color. I had some deck paint left over and it was a dark color, and I painted it that dark color, and now the closet's still crooked, but you don't notice how crooked that other thing is, that runner in the back. So painting that dark actually is hiding it, and it's all level. I guarantee you it's all level, but the house is that freaking crooked. But that's what I learned today. So if you want to hide something like that from being either seen or it's a little off or something, paint it a dark color. Well, here I am again. I'd like to start off by giving a shout out to the man that has made all of my abilities possible. When I was growing up, my dad would always say, come help me with this and let's go here. And I was like most of the kids today, doing my own stuff. I want to go here, I want to do this, I want to have fun. He didn't tell me at the time, and I didn't realize it until years and years and years later, but he was actually teaching me stuff. He just didn't want help, he was teaching me. But kids, they don't pick up on that stuff. So it was my dad that taught me everything that I know about all this stuff, except for the imagination part. That's what I do. But he showed me that you can If you can think about doing it, you can do it. It can be done one way or the other. So, with that being said, thanks, Dad, for everything. Now, let's see what we've got going on with our closet. I'm getting close to finishing it. Getting close. Well, here it is. So what I've done now, as you can tell, is I've got the shelf doors, the upper doors done. They came out pretty good. All it is 1/2-inch plywood with some 2-inch molding, flat molding. Put the corners on there. I put it on a self-closing hinge. Look at that, ain't that cool? Self-closing hinge. So I didn't have to put any kind of a clasp on there. I've hung the hanger rod. I went and got some, because this is masonry behind this is bricks. I went and got some masonry screws and screwed them in there. Also, I put in the bottom shelves. Those shelves right there will be for our comforters, which in the old closet used to be up there, but I moved them down here. I almost fell into the trap at Menards of having to get the hanger, the brackets that they say to get, and then I went over into the shelving department, and I spent about half the money on getting just these regular those regular shelf brackets. Well, 16-inch, and they fit. And for the back, I ground them out so that back part, see that? I took my grinder and I ground that out so that crossbar fits right in it to keep it from sliding back and forth. So they're in there. They're solid. Now all I gotta do, yeah, here we go, is put up the doors and the trim. And believe it or not, it is starting to look a little straighter. It's not crooked like the rest of the house. So, because of the advice from John at work, I've made everything level and everything seems to be coming out. It's not near as crooked, except for the top. That ceiling is about ready to fall down, but I'll fix that later. So just doors, and the trim, which I've already got upstairs. It's already sanded down, polyurethane, so I put that trim up. I'm going to make my own header for the top up there. And hopefully next time that I'm back, this closet is a done deal. So we'll see you then. This is my Brody. Come here. This is my helper, Brody. He's the one that gives me somebody to talk to all the time. Yes, he gives me somebody to talk to, bounce the things off of. Ain't you, bro? Look up. Ready? Show everybody. Show everybody. Sit. Sit. What? Sit. Sit. Sit down. Sit. Good boy. Here's my good dog. Anyway, now that me and Brody, we're celebrating because guess what? We've got the doors up. That's right, we got the doors up. You can't tell with this light on, but there you can tell. Here, let me shut this one, and then you can look at them. Tell me what you think. All right. See, I painted the outsides gray. The inside of the boxes are white. These here are dummy handles. They don't do anything. They're just there for looks and to pull on. I put them on a closer. See that? Put them on a closer. I did have an issue when I first hung them up that the doors didn't match up. One was sitting back further, so I just took the hinge. And moved it back some, and now they match right up. So there we are. There we are. Now I need to sand the trim, and I am done. So that's what I'm working on now. Looking good, ain't it? A lot of work for 19 inches of door space. Next problem I'm going to have is my computer desk here that sat back inside that doorway, if you'll remember, is too wide. It'll bang into this door when I open it up. So I'm going to have to come up with something creative for this computer desk. But we'll find that out. But first thing I got to do is get this closet done. Looking good, huh? Well, today is the day. Today is the day that I got up at 7 o'clock in the morning to finish this closet. Now, look at that. See, got the woodwork up. Doors are all in. That is original woodwork that came with the house. I took all the paint and the varnish and all that off of it. That piece up there I made out of some doorstop and some 1/2 quarter round and some original base or sideboard. See, it all fits in there. See, ain't that pretty wood? So now it's officially all done. The closet is done. Closes, everything is working. I am glad to be done with this. It was wearing me out, getting off a third shift and coming home and working on it. So you can look at what it looked like before and what it looks like now. Finally, now on to the next project. Who knows what that'll be?